So today we've got a fixer-upper here. Who needs a Halloween costume when you be looking like this? Laugh. Laugh. I said it's okay. Laugh. Currently, I'm breaking out. As you can see, it is all over the left side of my face. I have no idea why every single time the satanic waterfalls want to start pouring, I start looking like a pepperoni pizza. Again, it's okay to laugh. So what am I yapping on about today? Because it seems like every single other day I have something new to say. And honestly, yeah, with this entire new Ralph Lauren trend over on TikTok, as somebody who doesn't really decorate as much, like I moved out of home literally on Christmas Day in 2022. So that really was not a good Christmas present for my parents. But a bird got to flap their wings somehow, you know, whether it be on Christmas Day or a Tuesday. It's gonna make it even worse if Christmas was on a Tuesday. Let me just see, 2024, 2023. It was on a Sunday, even worse. I hate Sundays. Just covering up this meat lover's pizza at the moment, guys. I'm just, so Ralph Lauren Christmas, what is that? Well, it's a TikTok trend repackaging the classic traditional Christmas vibe into, yes sir, just another fleeting trend that will be boxed up on Boxing Day in preparation for all the thrifts to open, and then it'll be dumped at the thrift. And I say dumped because thrifts currently, like charity shops, all of that, op shops, whatever you call them, they are extremely overwhelmed by people's really half thought about purchases. And that is exactly what I see for this Ralph Lauren Christmas future. For instance, there are thrift employees coming out and basically are being like, how and why are people already donating Labubu's? Like, they're not Lafufus, they ain't the fakes. No, people are donating the real thing, because with trends, especially these days, everything is so fast paced that if you still have that item a month out from its trend, you're kind of considered to be like, not that cool. That was so April, May, and June. I can't believe you still have that in August, September, October. Boom. Boom. Like a lot of people who celebrate Christmas, they aren't a lick of religious. And I don't necessarily have an issue with that. I'm not going to stand up here on my podium and say, bad people for celebrating a holiday if you are this religion. I'm gonna be so upfront right now. I am not religious. I don't believe in religion. Obviously, I don't fault people who are into that kind of stuff. You know, we all have our thing. But it's kind of the exact reason why I have always raised an eyebrow whenever it has come to Christmas trends in particular, like with the silver Christmas and the white and gold Christmas and, you know, even goth Christmas. And it's honestly just such a fucking drag, if I'm being honest with you, as what happened to actual tradition? Is that just gone? Are we just living in the end times now? Is that what this is? You can't fake that shit, nor can you put a price on that. You either have to be it or you just aren't it. I can't help but feel really sad and depressed and upset and all of the above for Gen Alpha kids who won't have any memories that relate back to Christmas because their parents have absolutely no identity, to the point where they are constantly following these trends and they aren't holding anything from special events and special period. Like, could you imagine being a kid of today's time and you will not have like a favorite decoration that you can put up in future that reminds you of good times, because everything is so all over the place with these parents of Gen Alpha kids who are just so obsessed with consumption. And look, I think that there are so many different levels to consumerism where it's like you have people who really enjoy collecting a certain genre of things, whether that be ugly pop vinyl dolls or Labubus or what have you. It seems that over on TikTok, people have this sort of allergy with putting up decorations from the last Christmas and the previous Christmas to before that, when it's kind of just like, guys, this is an event that only takes place once a year. So that means that you don't have to go out every single year and purchase new decorations. And I'm not just talking about buying a new bauble or a few, or buying some tinsel or some new Christmas lights because the other ones just aren't as bright anymore. I'm talking about entire new Christmas setups. Like, I really wanted to make this video today because when I was seeing the amount of people on TikTok doing Christmas hauls, the vast majority of them were just purchasing an entire new setup of decorations. It was so sad to see. I hate to be the Grinch about this, but it is true.
People are saying that Christmas is canceled because we're boycotting big business and consumerism. What are you talking about? Do you want them to win? If you haven't had a non-consumerist Christmas before, then you're missing out. We need to celebrate harder than we've ever celebrated before. Unity, peace, joy, love, celebration. Those are the best weapons that we have in uncertain times, especially spiritually. The options are not Ralph Lauren Christmas or nothing at all.
Did the people of TikTok all just collectively forget one of the biggest, if not the biggest topic to come out of 2024? Hello? Overconsumption? I'm sure many of you are completely burnt out from this topic, as there's really only so many ways that you can say overconsumerism bad, normal consumption good. What bothers me in particular about this new trend to come about with the entire Ralph Lauren Christmas vibe, aesthetic sort of thing, is we have not learned anything from the countless, what almost felt like endless conversations about over-consuming products that are just gonna end up in landfill. Okay, I'm really gonna concentrate on this one here. That is not a straight line, but it is definitely a line. A lot of people seem to think that just because you donate something to a charity shop, whatever you call it, at home, op shop, thrift, charity, it's all the same thing. They seem to think, well, it's out of sight, out of mind. Like, I don't have responsibility over this item whatsoever anymore. They're definitely going to put it on the floor and somebody is going to want to buy my shit. Well, you couldn't be further from the truth and actually what is happening with the shit that you donate, because obviously a lot of that does get sold and it does actually make it somewhere. But at least in my area, I see a lot of people who just go to the Salvos or Vinnies and they will just leave a bunch of broken, dirty shit outside. Like, it is pissing down with rain. Given the fact it is a Monday, I have seen many bags driving past and they've all been rained on, which means that now the thrift cannot use any of it because it has been damaged. So I think that is a good factor to talk about within donating things and how you should donate them. But I truly think that thrifts wouldn't be having so much of a crisis with finding where to put all of this stuff if people really just thought about what they were buying, like actually thought about it instead of just wanting that dopamine rush, having something being sent to them in the mail. And Ralph Lauren Christmas really is no different. The fact is, there will, like emphasis on will, there will be another aesthetic TikTok trend for Christmas, and you know what will happen the year after? Oh, that's right, the exact same thing. Think of when we were seeing a lot of the sad beige mums painting Christmas decorations white, cream color, tan, khaki, because that was what was trending. But that isn't what's trending currently. Where do you guys think all of that is? Do you think that people just have endless amounts of storage with them, around them, in their house? No, no, no. I have a genuine question for those who follow TikTok trends like these every single year they come about. Why do you do it? Why is it so hard for you to keep a tradition going each and every single year? Because I don't know if I believe the excuse that all of the decorations are breaking every year. The kids are absolutely smiting these decorations with their hatred for the world because their brains are so fried from all the iPad. And once again, that's not to say that you can't go out and get some new decorations here and there, because that is exactly how you create these traditions. Each and every single year you add to that collection. What you don't do is you don't go ahead and buy an entire new collection only for every single year's previous collections to be thrown out as if they mean nothing. Okay, full concentrate. No, I've already messed up. That's okay. I've got a bit of a fixer-upper here for this fixer-upper. I think just seeing all of these TikToks of people with their entire new hauls of brand new shit that you just know the next year they're never gonna touch again is probably why I am so frustrated and why I am making this video today. Before I stop yapping for a couple of seconds, like, I'll be really honest with you guys. I don't even know if I am going to decorate for Christmas this year, because the one time that I tried to put a Christmas tree up was when I first moved into my current place. My cats, I think they had just turned 1, both of them, and that was in like 2023. So they were just obsessed with attacking the tree, and it would constantly fall over, and I was just so sick and tired of cleaning up the mess and waking up in the middle of the night because the tree would fall down again. And I'm like, is someone in my house? No, it's just my cats being absolute little fluffy idiots. Fluffy heads.
The biggest grift ever is holiday companies coming up with new trends every year to force us to go out and spend what little we have on, like, oh, this year is pink and green Christmas. This year is white and gold Christmas. You know what's far superior? This vibe. This vibe. This vibe. Things lovingly collected throughout the years. And
I feel like because the overconsumption conversations made a lot of people real uncomfortable due to the fact that we were finally having to take a look at and confront our behaviors when it does come to overconsumption. Because a lot of us, including myself, I'm no saint, I'm not perfect when it comes to this conversation. I had to take a look at what I was doing and where I was going wrong and how I was participating in just buying and buying and buying and buying and spending my money as soon as I had it. A lot of us had to do introspection and reflect on that and try and come to a conclusion of, how can we change this? How can we become part of something bigger and greater than ourselves? And for me, I have always had pretty poor mental health. During the pandemic, I feel like that really spiked and it really peaked for me, because when you are just like literally by yourself all the fucking time and you already have mental health issues, yeah, it does just worsen, unfortunately. And for me, I was struggling with suicidal ideation, with thoughts of just like going ahead and not existing anymore, just ceasing to exist. And those thoughts were really consuming me. I had a lot of unhealthy coping mechanisms. Like, I was smoking a lot, I was drinking a lot, and then came to purchasing a lot. Like, I would just buy whatever was the first thing that Instagram kind of like recommended to me, because they seem to know me better than anybody else. So I was just like, bye, 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 bye. With any unhealthy coping mechanism, it has to come to an end somehow. And I think that's why I did so many YouTube videos about overconsumption, because it really was something that it wasn't a genuine problem for me where I needed help and all this kind of stuff, because people have it just way worse than me. I saw people who were just buying like thousands of lipsticks a month, whereas I saw a problem within myself because I was like, I already have this lipstick color and now I'm out here buying the same lipstick color. Like last year, I really thought we were making incredible progress by bringing this topic there's a little bit of black eyeshadow on my carpet. Oh no, I'm gonna have to get the Bissell out. I feel like that topic was at the forefront of everybody's minds, and we had trends like underconsumption, and meanwhile it was just really normal consumption. Like, you are not supposed to buy new clothes every single day, week. And something that I thought that we were making progress on that I did a video about last year was Thriftmas. Like, a lot of people didn't like the idea of that because they were still in that like hyper consumption mindset where it's kind of, you know, if you really love somebody, you would get them something brand new. You wouldn't get them something that somebody else has already owned. And I just see that to be really strange. No, there are so many secondhand things that I own that I cannot get brand new anymore. The reason Thriftmas was extremely popular last Christmas was because people just didn't have money. Living is already expensive as it is, and people go on and on and on about shrinkflation, the cost of living crisis, how bad groceries are getting, and then have something to say about Thriftmas. This is the exact reason, just by the way, that we are going to keep on ending up in these kinds of predicaments, like with the Ralph Lauren Christmas. I feel like, you know, there is so much to say about this topic, and people are just like, oh, you know, this isn't good because the decorations are ugly. Bro, this really doesn't have anything to do with the decorations, because honestly, it just looks like tacky classic Christmas, which I absolutely adore. The problem with the topic of overconsumption is the fact that for a lot of people, it was just a fleeting trend for them. It was fun and cool to talk about because, you know, the masses have never really actually acknowledged such a large issue collectively and altogether, because like I said at the beginning of the video, it was quite literally the biggest topic of last year. Why are people ditching these decorations that they already have for a fucking TikTok trend? Like, are we so identityless as a society right now? Why can't we just decorate our houses the way that we want to? Why does it have to always be this core or this aesthetic? Or I fear that a lot of people have no sense of who they are and being themselves. Therefore, we are constantly seeing shit like this. Local H, the kids aren't all right. They are yearning for a deep sense of attachment towards an inanimate object that made them feel a certain type of way at 3:30 in the morning of Christmas morning, shaking those presents around, being like, did mom and dad did Santa? Oops. I don't think I have any kids watching my videos, if I'm being real. And what really captures that emotion for them is that stupid little Santa ornament on the Christmas tree that's there every single year. But the kids of today just don't seem to have that, and I don't think they ever will.
You do not want a Ralph Lauren Christmas. You want the middle class back, preferably the upper middle class. You want Home Alone. Home Alone felt safe. It felt comfortable. It felt like a good economy.
No, because clock that. As yes, we can call out the hypocrisy of it all when this time last year, we were all anti-overconsumption. And now it almost feels like that never even happened. That never even took place because people don't seem to remember anything that we talked about. That is exactly how I know it was a trend all along. Or at least for some people. But to me, what this woman is talking about holds so much truth. People want the era back of when they were seeing traditional tacky Christmases, when things actually felt like they were progressing. Regressing is our new norm. Bigotry really seems to be okay again. And most of the population is struggling to live. Need I go on? I feel like that's such a huge reason, especially for myself, why nostalgia and participating in nostalgic stuff has been rampant, has been so popular for everybody over the past year or two. So it really doesn't surprise me that people are wanting that warm feeling back again.
Can't have that. You think you can buy your way into that nostalgic feeling. But what will always be missing from these traditional old money Ralph Lauren Christmases is a good economy. It's trying to figure out what Kevin McAllister's dad was doing for a living and doing it ourselves. It's having the McAllister's house not be changed into a gray and white box, but stay that classic father of the bride, late 90s, early 2000s, rom-com like traditional home.
Like I mentioned earlier in this video, you cannot buy that shit. And I mean it facetiously. You know, like obviously you can buy all of these classical traditional Christmas ornaments and decorations and try so hard to have that kind of vibe, but the vibe either has to come authentically or it's just not gonna work. Because something that this trend has in common is that the people who are trying really hard to recreate a certain type of vibe, be it that Home Alone kind of Christmas, all of their houses look the exact same because they are following trends with each other. The sad, beige, hospital, white waiting room, extremely sterile and neutral homes. So that's also a big part of the reason why this aesthetic does not work for a lot of people at the moment. And that is why trends such as these fall flat on their faces every single time. It's because the people who are participating in it, it's not true to them. I think I will wear one of my DIY pieces today. I originally got this plain old Kmart, as you can see, because it says hot options. I originally got this top from a Salvo's. I did some basic DIY, sewed this Bring Me patch on, this little charm that I found laying around. And of course, with being a goth, you gotta have safety pins everywhere. It isn't a complete drama queen fit if there isn't a choker.
So no matter how many plaids you purchase, or how many Terrans, what did that lady pop color say? I think she called it a Terran, something like that. No matter how many any of that you purchase, wreaths, weird looking Christmas trees that have those infrared lights that cause fires, the economy's bad. You're not getting the middle class back, and that's what you're looking for. That's the nostalgia.
I really take issue with the fact that yet again, Big Christmas is manipulating the masses with nostalgia. Nostalgia to me, at the very least, is using the exact same thing that I once held in my hands when I was 13. But because there's no sentimental value in really anything anymore, people are chasing the idea of it. I can't even lie to you if I wanted to. I really like this vibe a lot. I think that Christmas should be fun, traditional, classic, tacky, bright in color, actually have color. The problem with this trend though isn't that it is inherently harmful by any means, in that it's not hurting anybody, but I think that doing hauls, buying entire new setups for Christmas is going to hurt us in the long run. Because once this trend is over, much like Christmas, it only happens once a year. So what next? What happens after the Ralph Lauren Christmases? Well, we'll just have to wait and see before I AI fucking cooks us, this decor is going to be trashed. And yes, trash to me is donating to already overwhelmed thrifts that are currently struggling to hold so much stock. Like, how are people not exhausted of this yet? How do we keep repeating the same mistakes year after year? At the very least, Christmas to me, as a non-practicing religious person who doesn't believe in religion, I celebrate Christmas as a holiday to love my family and my loved ones and just celebrating family, whether that be giving gifts or eating food together. That will be remembered for me. Not so much with the Ralph Lauren Christmas. I feel like the only way that I'm going to remember it next year is using it as just another example of hideous overconsumption. These massive companies who are currently trying to prioritize nostalgia are exploiting your nostalgia. You should be focusing on making memories with your loved ones to cherish and love in the future, not try and dress up your house to be just another TikTok trend. But those are just my thoughts and opinions. Yours may differ, and I would love to hear them down in the comment section below. Tell me, did you enjoy this Get Ready With Me today? If you did, and you enjoyed, you know, just the chill and the chats and the makeup and all that girly stuff, let me know also down in the comment section below, because I would love to do more of these. I'm going to be shipping out all new orders tomorrow. So if you want to get your order in before the shipment, go ahead to dramaqueen.myshopify.com. Take care of yourselves, and most of all, love your fucking selves.